Morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, September 1st, and this is search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Actually, just re-recording this because for some reason the audio wasn't going through and I didn't notice. So this is my second take. We got a lot to discuss. The Google SGE links are now official. Google expanded SGE to other countries and much more. Google's August 2023 core update. We spotted the volatility. We have reporting on that. Stop emailing Google email spam. We have news on Bing, Google Ads, SEO, and so much more, so stay tuned. And thanks to Bruce Clay for sponsoring. Bruce Clay is the founding father of the SEO space, doing search marketing since 1996. Bruce Clay is big into SEO training, so check them out at seotraining.com. And to learn more about Bruce Clay and his offerings, check them out at bruceclay.com. Thank you, Bruce, for all you do, and thanks for sponsoring. Okay, first up, the Google Core Update, August 2023 Core Update released on August 22nd. We didn't really see any volatility until a few days later on August 25th, Friday. That volatility started and continued from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, kind of slowed down a little bit afterwards. And then we noticed more in the same direction, some reversal, but mostly in the same direction of the same volatility over the next few days, starting around Wednesday, Thursday, and even throughout today. So again, August 22nd it launched, August 25th, 26th, and 27th we saw massive volatility, and then we waited a little bit more and then saw more volatility on end of this month, 28th, 29th, or 29th, 30th, 31st, around then or so. So it's still rolling out. Google has not finished the core update yet, so keep that in mind. We definitely saw some graphs and charts from the industry as well as a lot of chatter, and Glenn gave shared some charts as well. So that's very interesting. Just keep in mind that I don't believe this update is as widespread as previous core updates. Definitely it is impactful if your website was hit by it. You may saw anywhere from 20, 30, 40, 50, 80% traffic changes, visibility changes in your search traffic from Google if you were hit by this, but it doesn't seem as widespread as previous core updates. The big news this week from Google is that they launched, Google Search Generative Experience officially launched the Carousel links, where you arrow down and then you see these cards where Google references information. Google says we got this information partially from these various websites. Google said in there, here's a screenshot of it, but Google said, during tests we found that people find it easier and more understandable when access to these links is presented within the overview itself. Google said, again, keep in mind that this is just a test, an experiment. They'll continue to test different ways of presenting results and listening to feedback while prioritizing approaches that continue to drive traffic to relevant websites. Again, I'm saying we're going to send you traffic. Also on the SGE news is that they expanded to more countries, Japan and India. So if you're in those regions, you can actually access it outside of the US. They also gave some early feedback around how searchers are enjoying SGE, mostly all positive. They didn't really say any negative feedback. And also that there's a new listen to feature in India where you can listen to and actually read back the answer from the AI-powered snapshot from Google, SGE. Google's Danny Sullivan, the search liaison, said that core updates do not impact the autocomplete search suggestions or predictions. So when you do a search in Google, it gives you these predictions. That is not in any way impacted by core updates. Just keep that in mind. Core updates impact a lot of stuff, but not the auto predictions. Also, Google's News Showcase has filters in Search Console. This came out about a week and a half ago with a lot of people. If you have international sites and you are in the news, and the publisher is in the News Showcase, and you go to Google Search Console, you may see new filters for News Showcase. This is not really live in the US. It's kind of out there a little bit. Clara Sataraz noticed this and sent me an email and screenshots of all these features. Brody Clark also noticed this as well. So if you are in News Showcase, definitely take a look at those features to let you filter in Search Console for News Showcase. Also, Danny Sullivan shared an email that he received from a link seller saying, we have all these undetectable links that you could use to go ahead and boost your rankings. And he's like, and Danny Sullivan responded, give me a list of them. I want to see them. And he sent him all the undetectable links, or a partial of them. And Google, Danny Sullivan's like, you know what? Your undetectable links are no longer undetectable. In short, Google, every few years I write about this. We saw examples of people emailing Gary-ish, John Mueller, Matt Cutts, and so forth. This is back from 2012. Every single few years we cover something like this. Do not email Google your link spam. Do not do link spam. And John Mueller basically said, in any event, you can go ahead and do this, but our spam brain link techniques actually count for all these things for the most part. So don't go ahead and do this, and don't send Google your undetectable links. Google's Martin Split said that if a page is indexed, it's definitely rendered. He said on Twitter or X, if it is a page, it gets indexed, it was rendered. All pages, minus the obviously problematic ones like 400 errors or 500 errors, get rendered, he said. There are exceptions. Gary from a few years ago said that a page may be indexed before it's rendered if it's news-oriented and it's really quick, and Google has to get that into the news index quickly, but it will be rendered shortly after that. So you might not notice the change in when it's indexed versus rendered, but all pages that are indexed generally have to be rendered. Google's Gary Ish also explained that 304 errors may do really bad things for you in SEO. So for example, if the page gets crawled, a crawler requests the URL, the server encounters some type of error where it serves back a blank page, but it serves a 200 status code. The crawler then considers that a transient soft error, schedules a recrawl to verify. Since the content has not changed, you serve up a 304 server status. Google's like, oh, 304 hasn't changed, then it will go back to it. It's very rare for that to happen, but he did share that on LinkedIn. John Mueller said that word location in the URL does not matter. So if you put a word before another word, like SEO before learn or learn before SEO, it's not going to change how you rank in Google search. A lot of SEOs are saying, no, you're wrong, John. John gets that a lot, but that's what John said. Google is testing a search snippet feature called mention in, which basically shows under the search snippet a mention in carousel, which shows you other websites that website is mentioned in. This is spotted by Brody Clark with a drop-down menu, but also this is spotted by Rebecca Edwards and Crystal Carter without a drop-down. This is pretty cool. People are asking how to get mentioned, how to get that feature with a mention in. I guess you have to be linked to and sourced in those sites. Google seems to be testing clickable links in the actual search results snippet. I think this is a bug. I'm not sure. Spotted this from Trey Copeland. If you can see here in those arrows, those are actually clickable links. I think this is maybe some type of broken Twitter feature in Google search. I'm not sure. Google is also testing a new shopping label in the actual search results snippets. This is spotted by Brody Clark. Here is a screenshot of that. Bing is testing third-party plugins in the wild. Bing has been testing third-party plugins for a while. They've been talking about this for a while, but I haven't seen them in the wild. I know ChatGPT has them, but here's screenshots from Vladimir Kiraknov. I'm sorry about pronouncing their name wrong, but here's screenshots of that feature in the wild in Bing Chat. Also, Bing CEO Mikhail Paragon basically said that Bing releases features both in Bing Chat and Bing Search globally. They do not discriminate. The only time where they might not release a feature globally at the same pattern they might release it in the US is when there's legal reasons not to do so. Google generally does that too, but not always, so keep that in mind. Also, Google has a new ads feature, a new ads policy called the limited ad serving policy. The limited ad serving policy is kind of like the Google Sandbox for Google Ads. So where basically Google needs to get to know the advertisers, it's a get to know waiting period, where Google needs to get to know the advertiser before showing the ads fully. So it will limit the ads visibility for those new advertisers in specific categories. It doesn't apply to all advertisers, not to all new advertisers, but in some cases Google will have to say you are a qualified advertiser before we could go ahead and show your ads fully in the Google ad ecosystem. Now, keep in mind, Google will not say how long this will take and so forth, but I have a whole lot of details about it on September 1st at SEOroundtable.com. And finally, on Google Ads, the one-click target ROAS shopping campaign setting is rolling out. You should be able to see this if you are doing any shopping campaigns. This is spotted by Thomas Excel, who spotted this and posted this screenshot on X or Twitter. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com over the past week. This video actually took about 3 minutes less for me to record than the previous time. Again, thanks to Bruce Clay for sponsoring.